What's up, guys? My name is Devin, and I am the host of Let's Play Survivor. And in this video, I'll be going over my takeaways for Episode 2 of Australian Survivor, Australia versus the World. I'm going to start off with just touching briefly on the World Tribe. Super interesting to see that there might be a possible 2.0 of the Black Widow Brigade. It makes me nervous for Tony. I am a major Tony fanboy. Seeing him possibly being on the outside of that all-women's alliance makes me nervous. After last episode, I didn't have high hopes for him. I don't know. It's just you watch the show long enough, you kind of pick up on things in the edit, and yeah, I'm super nervous for Tony. I don't see him making it very deep. Also, still not much content from Cass or Tommy in this episode. Clearly the World Tribe was not the focal point of this episode, so that's really all the notes that I have on our World Tribe. I don't have many comments on this, but Luke did find a hidden immunity idol, and the fact that he did not tell anybody, I think, is peak gameplay. Too often we have players find an idol or find an advantage and immediately turn around and tell their closest ally about their advantage. Rarely does it ever work. Rarely does it ever work. I feel like in the past we have seen where that actually comes back to bite them. So I am super pleased with Luke holding his cards to his chest. I feel like this is a tool that he can use in the long game. We'll see how he gets there. But especially with David going home, in theory, hypothetically, it makes sense that he and Janine are on the bottom, and the pre-merge is not going to last long. So I could see a world where he gets targeted, and maybe the next Australian Tribal Council, and it could potentially save his life. I'm surprised George didn't find it. George is the one who I kind of pinpointed as the person who would be most likely to find the idol. But yeah, super pleased with Luke. I feel like we didn't get a lot of content from him aside from being David's right-hand man. So I'm super excited now that the Golden God is gone to see how Luke progresses in the game and how far he and his idol can make it. Another quick takeaway is I wish we got more from Janine. I've said it a few times. Janine is my favorite female on the Australian tribe. Maybe my favorite Australian on the season period. It's a close race because I like a lot of them, but I recently rewatched Janine's original season, and I am a super fanboy. So for her to just kind of be, I don't know, in the background in a sense, it kind of sucks. I mean, I wish we could see more of her, especially since her name was floated multiple times. I don't even know if we got a confessional out of her. I mean, David really hogged all of the screen time as he does. With Dave gone, I mean, I'm hoping, again, that she doesn't get purpled. She is the player most likely on this tribe that I see making it deep into the game, kind of under the radar. But also, with that being said, I could see her being someone that they just don't really showcase as much. I mean, she does not have the reputation or the big personality as some of those around her. So, all right. So this is, I guess, technically two hot takes in one. First thought I have is Kirby is absolutely cold-blooded, and I am in love with the alliance of her and Sarah. Never in a million years could I have predicted these two to pair up. And it's very interesting because you really never know what you're going to get. In the preseason, everybody was saying Dave and Sarah have a pre-existing relationship. She even touched on it. She's known the man since she was 17. I mean, that was half her life that she's known David. And the fact that she was still willing to vote him out for somebody who she's known 3 or 4 days at this point, it's super exciting. And it kind of throws all those pre-existing relationships and what you might think will happen, throws it completely out the window. And so, super excited for that pairing. And like I mentioned with Kirby, she is an absolute badass. For her to just look you dead in your soul with zero emotion, Not many people can master that, and that is why she is such a good Survivor player. Even with zero knowledge of the game, she comes in and she can check her emotions at the door, and she genuinely plays people as though they are chess pieces. I was not super high on Kirby just because of her lack of relationships. She came in on today's episode 2, and she was the big dog. She kept referring to herself as the princess amongst the kings and the gods. She was the alpha in that tribe, which, going against George and Luke and David, for her to be the alpha, for her to be a one-time player coming in, and she dictated what happened tonight. It is absolutely fascinating, and I hope we can keep seeing more. I hope this ends up being a storyline for the season of Kirby running the game. I was a huge fan of hers in her first season, and so it's nice being able to see her amongst the greats and showcasing that she too could potentially be one of those greats. All right, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. George is playing terribly. I feel like this is the worst I've ever seen of George. The fact that he threw Kirby under the bus to Dave right in front of Kirby's face. Sure, he got by this episode. I don't see a world in which Kirby trusts him at all. I feel like now that Dave's gone, she has no reason to keep him around. And I still don't see Shawnee holding on to George very long. Sure, they're in this alliance of convenience right now, but when the time is right, I don't see Shawnee sticking to his side. And then last minute, flipping his vote to Janine. I know he was trying to make a safe play. Kirby made it very clear she's not here to play safe. She's taking out the big dogs, and I don't know why he went to tribal. He was the one rogue vote for Janine. It was a 3-3-1 vote. And George was the rogue vote. I mean, in another universe, his rogue vote could have sent him home. So he's very lucky that it didn't. Kirby even made the comment of, is this how George normally plays? And I just don't think he's used to not being in charge. He normally is one who, he gets his way. Whenever he wants Janine to go home, Janine normally goes home. And so for Kirby to just check him at the door and say, no, this is how I'm running the game. This is what we're doing. It was super fascinating. And for George and Dave, who probably had the two biggest reputations coming into this tribe, to see them collide, it was absolutely epic. I didn't really expect George to get people on his side, but the simple fact that he did shows why he's made it to the very end of the game on 2 separate occasions. And as far as Dave, I have no notes, really. Dave is a player that I could have seen going far. I really wanted to see how his relationship with Parvati could have played out. I guess we'll never know at the end of the day, which I do feel like bodes well for Parvati on the World Tribe. Having David out of the game, there's no lingering sense of, is she going to betray us? And so there you have it. That's my takeaway. Episode 2. Australian Survivor, Australia versus the world. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe for more weekly Survivor content, and until next time, the tribe has spoken.